Good evening. And football couldn't have a better advertisement than our programme tonight. Of the 50 goals scored in the First Division today, we've got 13 of them and much more besides. At Anfield, for example, Liverpool against Southampton, the excitement was quite breathtaking.
Dalglish had covered a lot of ground, and now Rush, and Johnston should have scored. Whelan.
Well, the most controversial incident of the day led to Stoke's goalkeeper Peter Fox being sent off in a pulsating game with Luton. Fox admitted afterwards he spent the second half crying in the dressing room and is now contemplating whether or not to make an astonishing announcement after the weekend. He was one of 9 players ordered off this afternoon, and that's a record on any one day. But even that statistic can't detract from a simply marvellous day for football and a programme which reflects it all, including the top 3 goal-scoring teams in the First Division, Liverpool, Stoke City and Luton Town.
And tonight's headlines: Watford set up a club league record by putting 8 goals past Sunderland. Luther Blissett scored 4 of them. Ipswich won their first game of the season in devastating style at Notts County. They hit 6 without reply. West Ham scored 4 past Manchester City, who had 2 players sent off. Scottish international Asa Hartford got his marching orders for dissent following a penalised tackle, while earlier on Kevin Bond was sent off for a foul following a caution. Both pictures courtesy of the Sunday Express. But his father, the City manager John Bond, wasn't there to see it. He was in Scotland watching Celtic's Charlie Nicholas in action against Hibernian, possibly asking Scottish team manager Jock Stein on his right there for his views. But in the league, despite the goals and excitement, it's a disappointing day for attendances, which are down again, 50,000 fewer fans than this time last year.
Well, television is often accused of making football look better than it really is. But I can assure you our 2 games tonight provided splendid entertainment over 90 minutes. Starting at Anfield for Liverpool against Southampton, let's join our commentator there, Martin Tyler.
Peter Shilton back at Anfield, where he often thwarted Liverpool for Nottingham Forest, and bringing now to the Southampton goal the splendid form he showed for England in Copenhagen. At the other end, Bruce Grobbelaar, described by Bobby Robson this week as a natural successor to the Shilton-Clements era, but ineligible, it seems, for England because of international appearances for Zimbabwe. Phil Thompson is fit again for Liverpool after missing the match in Denmark, but David Hodgson was injured in training with England under-21, so Craig Johnston is pushed forward, and Ronnie Whelan returns to midfield on his 21st birthday. Southampton can call on Nick Holmes for the first time since the opening day of the season. It's a side very much in a transitional phase. Only 6 of the players who won here last November, including Steve Moran, the scorer of a dramatic winning goal. Southampton today in their change strip of dark and pale blue, and the first month of the season has produced opposite experiences for these 2 sides. Liverpool starting today's game unbeaten, Southampton 3rd from bottom with only 1 win and only 3 league goals. Castle's going in quickly, and the referee today is Trelford Mills from Barnsley. Sammy Lane, who captained the England under-21 side at Sheffield in midweek. Dalglish cut out by Agbula, who has an important role defensively for Southampton, alongside Chris Nicholl and Mark Wright. Here's Agbula. Southampton very much looking to their young players now, and grateful too for the experience of Peter Shilton. Mark Wright, who's just 19. Try goes up from Graham Souness for Lawrenson to hold, and now use Ronnie Whelan. May well be a test of Liverpool's patient build-up in this game. Well read by Wright for Southampton. Castle slipping and presenting possession to Lee. Johnston. Lee again. Rushes the target. Chris Nicholl reading the cross well. David Armstrong, who came so close to appearing for England, was a substitute. Didn't get on, and it's Whelan making a first impact on a special day for him. Asks for the number 5 shirt because it brings him luck, and his first effort passes over Peter Shilton's crossbar. Neil. Johnston. Nice interpassing from Liverpool. Very much in their style. This is Souness. Has he got the strength? Beaten away by Shilton. He had the power, Graham Souness, climbing his run from midfield to get into the shooting position. Beautifully played for him by Lee. But Shilton called into action quickly and equal to the task. Steered away by the head of Chris Nicol. Dalglish. Kennedy. Trying to play the pass before the ball was under control. And Alan Ball, who made his league debut on this ground for Blackpool 20 years and 1 month ago. Been a winner on this ground for all the league clubs he's played for. Moran. Here's Dalglish finding space on the Liverpool left. Whelan. Well, it's Whelan who will claim the goal, and if you're going to get a gift on your birthday, it was a deflection back onto him as he went for the shot. The luck of the Irish here. Shilton stranded. Ronnie Whelan, who comes of age today. And Moran caught by Lawrenson. Only his third senior game back, Steve Moran. Lawrenson's name is recorded for a late tackle after 10 minutes. Nicol with the free kick. Aimed for Armstrong. Moran looking to get behind Phil Neal and does so. Neal stands his ground. And Liverpool can spring forward here with Lee. Now Souness. Rush is waiting on the far post, joined by Johnston. Dalglish. And Johnston turning away from right. And it came off Nicol, unfortunately for Southampton, straight to Steve Baker. Bob Paisley watching intently in the front row of the director's box. Now Souness. And again, Southampton just happy to get their numbers in defensive positions. They've left just Castles forward. Dalglish. Now Kennedy. Dalglish again. Souness. And an incident off the ball between Nick Holmes and Dalglish. This time the notebook is out. Certainly Holmes was spoken to, and maybe Dalglish as well, perhaps for retaliation. Anyway, the free kick is with Liverpool. Dalglish, good turn away from Holmes that time. Souness. Well, it's some shot to beat the England goalkeeper from that range. It was only thin air for Peter Shilton. Southampton gave him time, and it curled away past Shilton. 2-0. Castles stood his ground. To have a run himself. Got a long way too, Keith Castles. Not directly threatening Liverpool. It was a touch of ambition that Southampton badly need in this predicament. Souness, and Rush couldn't quite collect. Dalglish had covered a lot of ground, and now Rush, and Johnston should have scored. Whelan, I think it was credit the goalkeeper. Johnston had the better chance, and Shilton was racing along his line to stop Whelan getting a second. There was Johnston, blocked by Wright, and it was Shilton's foot, but this is Souness, and now Rush, and heroics from Peter Shilton. Johnston. Peter Shilton, the wrong end in a shooting gallery. Somehow he survived. It seemed that Rush was certain to score, but Shilton refused to be beaten. Thompson. The Liverpool back four indulging in a little bit of keep ball, which is another indication of just how much in control the home side are. Lee was racing in the opposite direction when Souness wanted him to turn. Flag has stayed down, and it's Mark Lawrenson with a straight run in on goal here. It's 3-0. Shilton left totally exposed again by a back four who weren't sure whether they wanted to play offside or not. And Mark Lawrenson really couldn't believe that he was in the clear. But once he lengthened the stride, he slipped it under Shilton. 3-0 with 4 minutes of the first half remaining. Peter Shilton's thoughts perhaps turning to the fact that he's already conceded 6 goals once this season at Tottenham. Moran challenging Thompson. Mark Lawrenson with the perception to see the possibilities breaking forward. Southampton's free kick. Williams waiting for Nicol to reach the far post, and couldn't reach that area with the ball. Here is Nicol. And Southampton's frustration showing. Nicol didn't like the way Whelan challenged him. And it was certainly a push, if not a fist, by the Northern Ireland international on the Republic of Ireland international. What action here will Mr. Mills take? The free kick had been given Southampton's way already, so the reaction by Chris Nicol was totally unnecessary. And Mr. Mills takes a lenient view. I must say it's rather out of character for Chris Nicol. Williams. Grobbelaar was aware that he had to get across to his near post. Here's Nicol making his way back. Johnston with a long throw, Rush trying to make something of it. Now Dalglish. It's half-time. Liverpool going off, 3 goals for the good. Peter Shilton has had such a busy week with England and now with his club. Ronnie Whelan, Graham Souness and Mark Lawrenson beating him in the first half. And it could so easily have been more if Liverpool had been even more ruthless in front of goal, particularly when Ian Rush was thwarted by Shilton. Then Craig Johnston missed a good opportunity as the ball broke loose, and Shilton got across to finally turn it aside from Whelan. 18-year-old Danny Wallace, the Southampton substitute, is on at the start of the second half, and it's Alan Ball, the player who's taken off. Liverpool attacking the Kop end in the second half. Lawrence. First threatening run for Southampton coming from Rush. Whelan. A very different story from the match a year ago, when Southampton soaked up the pressure and won the game with a goal in the last couple of minutes. Holmes. Thrown away from him. Kennedy taking it up for Liverpool. Against Baker. And past Baker. Johnston kept it down well, but couldn't get it wide of Shilton. Credit though to Alan Kennedy's part in the move. He was determined to get a good angle in for his cross. Found the head of Johnston. Johnston. Liverpool warm up Terry McDermott. Dalglish darting from midfield, but the pass from Kennedy picks out Johnston. It's a collision that the referee rules as accidental. I don't think Craig Johnston would have expected a penalty. He collided with Agboola and then with Shilton. Williams. Breaks from the boot of Phil Thompson for Sammy Lee. Dalglish taking over. Johnston. I think Shilton might have got a touch. It's a goal kick. And Craig Johnston points for a corner that he feels he should have had. But Peter Shilton presented a formidable barrier then. Lee. It's almost as though the appearance of McDermott warming up on the touchline has spurred Liverpool to even greater effort. Dalglish, here's Johnston, behind Holmes, and there's no one to attack the cross. Agboola had no alternative. He was applauded by his goalkeeper for his work. But for once Liverpool were short of numbers in front of goal. And it's Ian Rush who is replaced. Terry McDermott, still at Anfield, although it seemed a move to Newcastle might have taken place this week. The joker of the dressing room here is still in residence. And it's a measure of the Liverpool approach, really, that they can take off their leading scorer. Lawrenson. Johnston with a dummy from Dalglish for Lawrenson. Superb! Like a knife through the centre of Southampton. Lawrenson started it. Johnston's dummy was important. So too was the pass from Dalglish. And Mark Lawrenson gets a second. He may well look to the heavens. Three-quarters of the way through the game. Liverpool 4, Southampton 0. And the goal from Lawrenson really summing up the mood of the game. But here's Wallace. Dalglish picked out by a pass of fully 50 yards from Alan Kennedy. McDermott. It breaks for Dalglish, no foul on McDermott. Armstrong got the ball. This recalls memories of a match here against Tottenham a few years ago when Liverpool got 7. Johnston. Whelan and Shilton had anticipated. Whelan diving in with Nick Holmes from the driven cross by Craig Johnston. Shilton down by the post, pushed it behind. Magbula only as far, it seemed, as Souness until Williams found an extra yard. Kennedy. The crowd rising to him. Full back with a buccaneering spirit, Alan Kennedy. Johnston's corner, skimming off the head of Wright and then finding the head of Armstrong. Holmes. Wallace prepared to back his pace against Lawrenson. He's looked a thoroughbred today. McDermott. Souness, and this time it's Johnston against Shilton, who tries to go round him. Still Johnston, and finished off by Ronnie Whelan. This was the problem confronting Johnston, but he got past Shilton eventually, although the goalkeeper forced him right to the byline. And Whelan was the most alert as 3 defenders stood flat-footed on the cross. Whelan, his second. And credit for Craig Johnston too. (5-0) and still 18 minutes remaining. Dalglish, and here's Johnston, and he still can't get one in himself. Again, faced by Shilton coming off his line. This time went for the shot rather than go round him. It struck Shilton on the body. McDermott, Thompson joining in, Souness, and Johnston unfortunately in the way for Liverpool. Whelan. Now Dalglish. Thompson has taken up his station and perhaps sees the opportunity to get a rare goal himself. McDermott. Well, Terry McDermott might have thought he scored his last goal for Liverpool. It's another corner. Liverpool press on relentlessly. Kennedy steering the header back. Neil wants it to go forward again. Won by McDermott. Souness. Kennedy's run through the middle, created space for Whelan. Dalglish. Lovely turn, Johnston. McDermott. Castles. Baker again can get forward, and so too can Wright. Trying to do for Southampton what Lawrenson's done for Liverpool, and an intelligent effort from Moran. Could so nearly beat Grobbelaar. How good it is to see Steve Moran back to full fitness. He tried to chip Grobbelaar and was inches away from accomplishing it. Williams. Miscued cross from Wallace that came to Holmes. Nicol moving a little wearily. Castles. Finally in from Holmes, and Wright against the post, but there was pushing. But if Southampton can take any encouragement from the beating they're getting here, Mark Wright has shown his quality in defence and coming forward, as he did then, though he pushed as the header hit the post. Southampton must be aching for the final whistle to go. Liverpool have given us a glorious display of attacking football, playing their part in the new philosophy of the game this season, which is bringing us goals. Goals, 2 from Ronnie Whelan on his 21st birthday, 2 also from Mark Lawrenson, the other from Graham Souness. 5 goals past Peter Shilton, 18 in his 7 games for Southampton. They're a long way short of a side that had the stature of last year's side fielded by Laurie McMenemy. A lot of rebuilding for him, but Liverpool in the groove again. A final score at Anfield, Liverpool 5, Southampton 0.
Yes, and appropriately, that stunning performance by Liverpool taking them back to the top of the First Division. They had the game won at half-time, really, with a display that would have delighted the backroom staff at most clubs, but not at Anfield.
Yeah, well, we went in at half-time, and believe it or not, they gave us a bit of stick, Joe, Ronnie and the boss. I suppose it was to keep our interest going, because looking back, although it could have been different, we did have the game won after half an hour.
And really, they were just trying to keep the motivation going.
Yeah, they were trying to still G us up, and it worked. We got another 2 in the second half, but as I said, we've done well.